Mr. Griffin.
Present.
Dr. Matusik.
Here.
Mr. Simrod.
Here.
Mr. Lau.
Here.
Mrs. Jarvis. Here.
Welcome all y'all. There are no comments. Won't stand for it. Consent agenda 3.1 through 3.9. Does anybody have any of those that they would like to pull out for further consideration or any statements regarding the consent agenda?
I have no concerns.
Seeing none, I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Mr. Griffin.
Yes.
Dr. Matusik.
Yes.
Mr. Simrod.
Yes.
Mr. Lau.
Aye.
Mrs. Jarvis. Yes.
Has there been any new business that has been brought to your attention?
No new business.
This was posted. Move on to number 5 and your reports.
Just a couple of items on the facilities. The parking lot, the poles were delivered for the new parking lot. They were delivered. They were wired today. I think they're going to start installing, hanging the poles tomorrow. There were some areas that after they got in there that was left off the bid, but where the fence is that divides the football, the west side, and then what's directly south or directly north of the football, directly south of the baseball, that area in between there. There was no lines in that. And then on the west side of the baseball field, directly up against the fence, there was no lines in that. And so we called the company out that did this striping, and he measured it, and so we can put some angled parking in there and get some concrete butts that will, parking stops that will put up against that fence, that way people pull forward, run into that. And then they're gonna paint a fire lane, which, where people come in and they leave, there's that kind of curve there, so it kind of help where people will park there, but also a little bit of a trip hazard if cars aren't there. I think it's like $2,700 to get all of that done. So that's wrapping up. I did not have a chance to call the city today to see when their projected timeline is to finish up on that drainage ditch on the west side. And then water line break. So the water line breaks and carpet installers were here today, starting on that. There was a couple of POs that were duplicate POs in the encumbrances that you approved that will be closed out immediately. Total cost on that was right at $17,000 for the water, to fix the water line and repair it, and then $6,000 for the carpet. So approximately $23,500. Our insurance, our deductible this year went to $50,000. So we had encumbered $50,000 at first, and then I just forgot to have Ginger close it before, but there's like $50,000 and two $6,000 POs that will be closed out that were in that. So the total cost of that was right at $23,000. So considering you had a main water line break in the building, I think we found it as good as you possibly can, because they found it on a Monday morning. Usually those happen Friday about 5 is usually when they
Saturday on Christmas break.
Yeah, exactly. So we got pretty fortunate on that one. So and that's all I have on facilities. And resignations, had 2 resignations. Tyler Baxter and
The other one didn't.
The other one.
She just moved to a different position.
She moved to, okay, that's it. Just one resignation on Tyler Baxter, bus driver.
That's it for your report?
That's it.
Questions? Moving on to 6.1 regarding extra duty assignments as posted.
These are just some assignments that weren't completely in place when we started, and get in there and you see things, and Doug Boyd, I recommend him for the 5th and 6th grade boys basketball. Also junior high assistant boys basketball, that's due to Hugo resigning. Geneva Nelson is going to be, her and Jacob are going to split the assistant junior high fast pitch, slow pitch softball. And then Jacob also we're going to do the assistant boys and girls wrestling, help Coach Bennett out with that. Emily Fernandez translating, and Paula for translating as well. So those will make that recommendation to the board.
And all the coaching positions, that dollar figure had already been approved.
Yeah.
These are just names put into the.
That is correct. The one master sheet that we filled out, no. The only technically change in price was the was the junior high state stipend that Geneva and Jacob decided to put it together and then divide it in half. So that's the only thing that's not going to match up. But it's the
total dollar
same,
will-
the total dollar is the same.
Questions?
Motion to approve 6.1.
I'll second that.
Mr. Griffin.
Yes.
Dr. Matusek.
Yes.
Mr. Simrod.
Yes.
Mr. Lau.
Aye.
Mrs. Charmison.
Yes.
6.2. Well, it keeps jumping forward. Support staff, para, and a daycare worker.
So I would recommend to the board to employ Michael Reeves as paraprofessional and Mitzi Trillo, as daycare worker for 24-25 school year.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Griffin.
Yes.
Dr. Matusek.
Yes.
Mr. Simrod.
Yes.
Mr. Lau.
Aye.
Mrs. Charmison.
Yes.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
You gotta jump on that.
Mr. Griffin.
I'll rescind my motion. So I can prolong this meeting a little longer. Yes.
Dr. Matusek.
Yes.
Mr. Simrod.
Yes.
Mr. Lau.
Aye.
Mrs. Charmison.
Yes.